name is Sean Edwards. I'm Chairman of ITFA, International Trade and Floor Trading Association. So I've been asked the question, what is trade finance? And that's like, that's not a yes or a no type of answer. There's a lot of moving parts to trade finance. I think the first thing is that trade finance is really what oils trade, obviously. Trade is super important. We've seen the effects that the recent tariffs and other tensions have had on the global trading system and how important that's been. There's a good reason why this is always in the headlines. It's important to everybody. It's the way that the world lifts itself out of poverty. It's the way the world improves, not always in an optimal way. But without trade, which has been around, of course, for millennia, we don't advance as a planet. So trade finance oils those wheels. It's become increasingly complex, and the reason for that is it's not just about providing money. It's not just about giving loans to people. The reason that's important is that banks need to provide funds based on their cost of capital. That has become more difficult. So trade is a good business. It's a very low risk business, but it's a business that's been hammered a little bit by capital regulations firstly. There's a lot of data available in trade, so it also gets hammered on the compliance, regulations, the sanctions side of things. So it's become an increasingly complex business. It's become harder to do something which to many of us seems sort of very straightforward. And that means that we need to have a lot more people participating in the whole system. Of course, we have people structuring deals like lawyers and various risk advisors, but increasingly some of that risk has to be laid off to non-banks. So the insurance industry, especially the CPRI, political risk, and a non-payment industry, is increasingly becoming involved in trade finance, and that allows banks to lend in a way that makes sense to them, and also actually increases the amount that they can lend. So trade finance, at its heart, it looks at documents, it looks at instruments such as bills of exchange, bills of lading, and so on. It takes the data from those and it secures itself more or less successfully against those goods. As an association, and what we're doing here today is to educate people on trade finance, and it's a very intense one-day course we do, and I think that reflects, as I say, the number of participants and the complexity of world trade.